Hey guys, Peter Manhart. I'm going to be coaching this year, and I wanted to go over a few quick plays. I think that if you see them on video and you can rewind and watch them a couple of times over, uh, it'll just save a lot of time in practice. And I'll put in some different variations and ideas depending on where you're playing on the court. Um, Real quick about me. I've been coaching all my life, playing all my life. I play a couple times a week my whole life. Um, I will most likely be coming from a game or going to a game. I play different leagues and pickup games throughout town. I've played in probably every gym in town. I just love playing. It's a great sport, and we can talk more about that during the season. But real quick, wanted to go into our first few plays. Uh, we will have both zone plays and man plays. All zone plays will be labeled with alphabetically A, B, C, and all man plays will be 1, 2, 3. I probably will only go over just a few plays today, but just know that anything that is alphabetical is going to be zone, and anything that is numbers is going to be man. So think of one-on-one. That's man defense. I don't think we're going to see a lot of man defense, but just know that alphabetical is zone, and numbers are man. So the first play I'll go over is a game, and a game is pretty simple. You recognize what's in front of you, I'm sure. Uh, but it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know if you're a 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5. I mean, a point guard, quick, fast, shooting guard and guard handle the ball. One can shoot real well. And then 4 and 5 are usually power forward and centers. Biggest guy on the team is going to probably be the center, and power forward is probably going to be the strongest guy on the team if that's different than the biggest, tallest. So a game, very simple. I just want to go over it. I don't want to be I just want to kind of get some basics here of a game. So the ball comes up here, 3 goes to here, 2 goes to here, so they spread, and then 1 delivers the ball to 3. The moment that pass is in the air is when 4 on the backside of the play, backside is the side without the ball, on the backside of the play, 4 will come up, and in a zone, I just kind of want to, that's kind of what a zone defense looks like generally. And X's will be us, and circles will be defense all the time. But 4 will come up, 5 will replace 4. This will be an open area for the time being. 4 will come up. When 3 goes out, the defender will have to go out to him. Uh, so this will be somewhat open, and that's what 4 wants to take advantage of. So 4 wants to catch the pass. If he's not open right there, he cuts back to 5. So that's going to be one of the passes. 3 and 5, 3 and 4 in this case. 3 would literally just throw it out in front of 3 would just throw it out in front of 4, and 4 would have an easy layup. But you see what we're creating here is a triangle, and when you think of a game, you think of these two post players are in a triangle. 4 might come up and he might step up and guard 4, but once 4 goes this way, what's this guy going to do? He's got to either go with 4, or he's got to, and 5, at the same time 4 is going down, 5's coming up. It's going to be open. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, Marty McCaslin, Coach McCaslin, and I coach 8th grade at St. Margaret Mary's, and these plays are going to be eerily similar if you do continue on to 8th grade, but it's always open. It's just always open. It's open when I play in my leagues. So you want to get the ball here because that's where it starts. It really breaks down. The zone really breaks down when you get the ball in the middle of the court. Um, a lot of times people try to shoot threes all the time, and if you're great at shooting threes and you can shoot them out of a zone, great, but that's kind of what they want you to do. So anyway, that's the play. pretty much it. There's 1,000 different variations that we will go over, but one I just want to point out, if the ball is on this court and you are on the back side of the court is where the ball is not. So if the ball is over here, make sure when he passes it here, you step up to here. You can either replace, you can step up here, or you could replace, one could cut and two could replace one. We'll have 1,000 variations off this play, and we'll just find out what works, and I will put you in a position to do really well. So just remember, don't stand here. I don't want to see the ball go to here, and then nothing's open, and we reverse the play, meaning go to the other side of the court, reverse the play. So 3 goes back to 1, 1 goes over to 2, and 2 hasn't moved. 2 might as well have bought a ticket to the game. He just stands there, and what is he? He's 5 feet back from the 3-point line. That's not a pot. You know, you're not gonna make that shot. If 2 were to have just stepped up, he probably could have been there or even there. So now when we reverse it, he's got a mid-range jump shot, and that's what we want. I mean, everybody loves threes, but the closer you get to the basket, the more likely it goes in. That's about it. So that is a game, and we will go over B game next, and let's go to that. So B game, guys, is very similar to A game, just a little different. It forces the defense to do a little more moving than they probably want to be. So real quick, do the defense here. B game, just bring the ball comes up. When the ball is right about there, 3 and 2, do exactly what they did in A game. So they spread out. Pretty easy. And once the ball goes to one side, it goes to 2. The moment it goes to 2, once he passes the ball, the moment he passes the ball, he has to remember this, is to cut through the middle into the corner. This got us just in 8th grade. Teams couldn't figure it out, and I don't know why, but just got a ton of jump shots right in the corner. This will most likely be one of our better shooters. We might say B game and say a name. You know, if the point guard is the one we want shooting the ball, great. When this comes through, when he comes to on the back side, the side that doesn't have the ball is here. 2 has to step up. It happened all year last year, and it'll happen again this year. We will shout to the top, go to the top, top. We'll yell that to our wings, because if it goes this way, this wing won't come up, and vice versa. So that you just forget. And just know, if you're on the back side of the play, you were either stepping up in B game, or in A game, you are stepping in. So you step up to the top, because 3, I messed that up. But so 3 steps up, and 3 goes to here. 1 has gone to the corner. 2 needs 2 options. 3 needs to make noise. Hey, give me the ball, give me the ball. Because most plays at this age is go to the side, then come back to the top, and 3 gets a 3-point shot. Great. If that's open, great. But the main play is going to the corner to 1. So, but what we want this guy to think, who's come out to guard you, we want that guy to think that you're going back to 3. But you're actually, so you fake a pass. Faking a pass and pivoting, guys, if you don't do that a lot, and I walk in the gym and you're launching threes before practice, I'm going to take you aside and say, hey, you got to get pivoting, you got to get fake passes, you got to, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have you working on the things you should be. So anyway, 2's going to fake a pass back and then go to 1. And I don't know how many times that was open, because 5, this post player is not leaving here. He just won't. This guy will think about going out to help guard 1, and 5 will either set a pick here or set a pick here. 5 is just has to be big and get in the way. Obviously, you can't move when you set a pick, but just get in the way so that 1 can have that open shot. If both these guys rush around you and run out to 1, then 5 just turns around and asks for the ball and then puts it into the hoop. So once 1 goes around, there'll be a pack here. Once 1 goes around, 5 comes around, sets a pick for 4, 4 comes over. So in A game, 4 would come up, 2 would pass it to him. But in B game, 4 is going to curl and put the shot up. That's it, guys. That's B game. There's like I said, there's 1,000 variations. If 2, if they overplay it and you can't get it down to 5, and they rush out to guard 1, go back, set it up, be patient, go back to 2, come back to 3, and 3 can dribble over, and 1 can come back to the other side. So we'll do a lot of that. You might think a lot of these plays are set up for 3-point shots. That's the last thing I want, is a bunch of 3-point shots. But I want open shots too. So, and I think once you get this down, I mean, once 2 goes here, if they all rush out, 2 can sneak behind to the basket. So, like I said, B game. Hope that helps, guys. A and B is what majority of what we're going to run. I think we're going to see zone defense, but I will send along 1 and 2 for man-to-man as well. But we're going to go over several different plays. Let's do out of bounds plays. They're pretty popular. Let's go to that. Okay, guys. A, out of bounds. When you go out of bounds, I think all of you know, there's going to be a lot of out of bounds plays. Dribble it off your leg, somebody throws it out, there's going to be a lot of out of bounds plays at this level. And this A out of bounds works famously. It really does. Real quick, A out of bounds, ball is here. I put number 1 here, but that's not necessarily your point guard. It's really our best shooter. It's going to be our best shooter, and I will know who that is pretty early on, and I hope I have some competition for that space. But so our best shooter is here. He takes the ball, he slaps the ball to start the play. 4 creeps, fakes like he's going in, and then cuts out. So 1 step in and then cuts out. Ball is delivered to 4. This is such an easy play. Ball is delivered to 4 out here. 2 cuts out, and 4 passes the ball to 2. As that's happening, 3 has to come up and again make a fuss. We did that in B game as well, but 3's got to kind of ask for the ball. Put your hands out and say whatever, woo, make noise, whatever, because this is where we want all of the defense's attention. We want it to be this guy. So I will even from the bench will say swing it. Swing it in basketball means if you're on this side of the court, swing it to the other side of the court. I'm telling you what you're not supposed to do. You'll all know the play, but it was great in 8th grade basketball because we'd say swing it, and all these guys would rush out. All these guys would rush to this spot. But the play is to pass it back, is when 4 passes to 2, 4 goes down and sets a pick for anyone who is here. If it's this guy or this guy, maybe even that guy. But 4 sets a pick down, and 1 comes out here and has an open shot. So that's the play. So 2 fakes the ball. When I say swing it, I'm talking to 2, swing it to the other side, but I don't want him to do that. He fakes the pass here and passes it back to 1. I can't tell you how many times that worked. 1, because the out of bounds is being guarded here. So all 4 has to do, 4 comes out, catches the ball, passes it to 2, and then sets a pick. So I hope that's easily understood. Once they start saying, because what's going to happen is these 2 guys are going to say, when I say A out of bounds, they're going to say, corner, corner, it's in the corner. They've killed us. They've made 4 shots on us. Somebody get out to that corner. And when they do, and we notice they know the play, when they start all rushing this way, what we're going to do is 5 is simply going to come and put his butt in this guy, put a butt in this guy, and 5, 1, start of the play, is just going to pass to him and he's going to shoot. Okay? Right when these, because this guy is going to start to creep, 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 because he's going to say, gosh, they keep killing us on this play with this, guy who comes from out of bounds. And you know, it's just an easy play to do. I don't know how many times, and that's about it. That's the A out of bounds. Really simple, guys. Just just remember 4, 2, 3, 5. 4 comes out, catches the ball, passes it to 2. 4 goes back and sets a pick, and 1 slips out. 1, you just hope that everybody forgets about you, because this guy will have the eye on the ball up here and will be looking. This guy hopefully takes his eye off of him and he's looking up top here. But remember, that's going to work once or twice, and then we're going to have to go down to the 5. If that doesn't work, after they learn A out of bounds, we'll do B out of bounds, and that'll be next. So this was A out of bounds. So next will be B out of bounds. Okay, guys, so B out of bounds is very, very similar to A, just really a variation of A. And we won't use this until they have learned A and, uh, he popped out, he got his 3, 3 open shots, then they all started rushing out. And so B came, I said, A, and then I'll usually say A, and then I'll go 5, or A, and I'll name the center who I want. This is the center, remember, who I want to duck in, because I'll say A and then someone's name, and that will tell you that rather than going this route, we're just going to have a dump into 5. So, and now B out of bounds, very similar, very, very similar. When I say swing it, I really want you to swing it, but I won't, obviously, I'll just say B out of bounds, and you'll know to swing it. So what happens is 4 comes out, 4 comes to here, 1 passes the ball, 2 comes out, 4 passes the ball, and so now 2 has the ball here, and 3, of course, does the same thing, comes up top. So now when I would say swing it, and I don't want him to throw it to, I don't want 2 to throw it to 3, I would say, and B out of bounds, we do want to go to 3. Because when we go to 3, what's going to happen is B, instead of being kind of or 5, instead of being kind of the duck in, 5 is going to come here and set a pick. Here's probably the defender out of bounds. 5 is going to come here and set a pick here. His defender is going to follow him, and 1 will go right to the corner. So in practice, the best shooter is going to practice a lot of baseline. This is the baseline 3-pointers. He just will. Those are going to be a lot of the ones he sees. Somebody might say, why do you run a play for a baseline 3-pointer? They're a very tough shot to hit. Well, we're going to practice them, and they're not going to be tough for you. So anyway, it's a great play. Out of bounds B in the second half after they've learned A. It's going to be a big surprise when 1 goes the opposite direction. Instead of 1 going to this corner, he'll come to this corner on 5. So it'll be 4, 2, 3, and this will be a long pass for 3. 3's got to make that pass. It's a long pass, but 1 should be wide open. There should be almost no one on this side of the court. I mean, I don't know why they would be. If we burned them from 1 stepping out here and hitting a 3, there's just no reason why there would be anybody here. There never was. When we ran B really, if we're beating a team and we kind of want to put them away, it's a great, you know what I mean? When they see this play run and they're like, it really confuses them. It really does, because they say to themselves, wait, that 1 is supposed to go here. And anyway, and then of course, when we do run this be out of bounds play and they all rush to this side, then 5 will be again, he'll set a pick and then he'll just back up and ask for the ball. Simple as that. So everybody will rush out this way, and 1 will create a lot of stir and say, "Give me the ball," and then 5 will be open. And if he gets it to 1 and everybody rushes to him, just throw it up top to 5. So anyway, that's be out of bounds. Those 4 plays are really what we're going to do a lot of during the game. And then I'll go over just a quick press and press break, and then we'll just go from there. Thanks. Okay, guys, real quick, 22 press. If we see an advantage where we don't see good ball handlers on the other side of the court, and we see an advantage we can get on some steals, we're going to go 22 press. We're not going to do it a lot of times, but when we see a really big team without good ball handlers, that's when we're probably going to do it. So 22 press, and it's 22 because it's 2 and 2. We stack 2 and 2, and then 5 is really our safety valve. 5, just don't let them get a layup. We don't want a layup. We want to defend the basket as best we can if they do get through our press. Okay, so it's kind of strange to say, but we are going to encourage them. Let's see a little closer here. We are going to encourage them to make this pass. A lot of times we want to deny the pass. We want him to have the pass, because what we are going to do is we are going to trap him here, because he's probably going to come this way, most likely. And then we're going to trap him here. 8th grade last year, we had Michael Burt and some other Ryan. Yeah, it just had some really big kids that could move. So we used 4 to trap here. So 2 and 4 are going to trap here. What he's going to want to do is get it back to the guy who just threw it out of bounds from out of bounds. That's what we're going to do. It's a smart thing to do. That's what we're going to do on our press break. But this number 1, our fastest guy, most likely, one of them, is going to jet to here and not allow this pass to come back. So 2 can really, isn't going to need to be here. It's going to be more here, because 1 is going to step up and deny, because this guy is most likely going to come and want the ball. He should. And we're going to deny that pass. It works really, really good. 3, so 2 and 4, 2 and 4 trap. 5's the safety valve. 1 denies the out of bounds guy, and 3 is our defensive back. If you play defensive back on the football team, that's who I want to be there, because you are the interceptor. This guy, once he gets trapped, he's going to be like, oh my gosh. I'm going to circle that. Anyway, I didn't want you to confuse 3 here. He's the interceptor. He's going to come up, and because this is where they're going to want to throw the ball. He's going to be trapped. They're going to probably have a guy here, maybe a guy here. We're going to try not to let him get over the head there, but 3 roams right here. The kid is not going to be strong enough to throw all the way down the court. Most likely, he's not going to be strong enough to throw all the way down the court. So this 3 is going to get a lot of steals. I mean, it was just Ryan Ewell, if you know him, the kid was fast, and he would get so many steals right here and just lay it right into the basket, because him and Michael Burt were perfect for these 2 positions. Michael was tall, he could deny here, and then Ryan could come through and get the steal and put it in. So, and really, Ryan was responsible for this whole area here, and he could really cover this whole ground if they tried to pass in that area. So that's 22 press. We're not going to use it all the time, certainly not the first few games, but I do want to put it on video so you guys can see it when I ask you to go look at it. Thanks. Okay, press break, guys. There's really not a name for it, because obviously, there's so many different variations of this. I'm just going to say, if we see a press, I'm going to call a timeout. We're going to set it up. But if we don't have time to call a timeout for some reason, here's what we want. the best ball handler here. Not the best shooter, not the quickest, fastest, but the best ball handler. Second best ball handler, third best ball handler. I'll try to put those guys in, obviously, if we're being pressed. So, and then the post players are here. Everybody is on this side of the court. There's no reason you should be running back. If we're being pressed, there's no reason you should be way over here standing around. We need you. Everybody, all 5 players need to be on this side of the court. So basically 2 will come over. Actually 3 will come over, doesn't matter. Set a pick. 2 will cut down to here. 1 will pass to 2. 2's only job is to get it back to 1 as soon as his feet get in the court. 1's only job is to come here, and if there's defenders here, whatever, 1's only job is to put his butt into somebody and ask for the ball. You know what I mean? If there's nobody there, then just streak down the court, and 2 will get it back to you. 1 will streak straight down the court. But you just have to be between the opposite, right? The last play with our 22 press, we don't want this pass to be made. When we're breaking a press, we've got to get it back to this 1 and keep the ball in the middle of the court. You don't necessarily want it on the sides. I did mention about the sides being open, because you see these really good ball handlers, they will just streak up the side of the court, and it just bugs me. So anyway, get it back to 1, and once 1 gets the ball, he can either 2 or 3 can set a pick for him, or 2 or 3, if he crisscrosses and 3's here, then they both streak up the court like that. And if you're trapped and you can't get it back to 1, 4 comes up, and a big man should be right here and should keep the ball high. Definitely keep the ball high, guys. Tall guys, if you keep the ball high, the little guys don't get to play. Okay? I've been doing it for 35 years. Just get that ball, keep it high, and then look for 3 and 2 streaking down the court. And of course 1, because one will be just through the ball in. And people who set a pick, if you roll off that pick, you're going to be open. If you throw the ball in from out of bounds, you're going to be open. That's just the way basketball is. Defenders forget about the people that the person who just passed you the ball is probably open. My coach used to say that. Dennis Malliard used to say that. Coach Malliard, the person who just passed you the ball, he's probably open, because they leave him in his zone, especially. They leave him very quickly. So anyway, that is press break. We'll go over different. Once 4 comes down, 5 can go back, and then 4 can really act like, a quarterback almost, with these 3 and 2 streaking. And the most important thing when you're throwing a long pass, I don't like long passes. I like short passes, but if you are going to throw long passes, keep them in the court, guys. Throw them high. Don't throw them long. So keep them in the court. Give your person a chance. I just don't like to throw the ball away long. So anyway, that is press break. So I hope these help. I think those are a good start in terms of the plays, and then we'll go over 1 and 2 game as well. Okay, guys, I don't know that I'll run this a lot. I'm hoping we don't play against a lot of man-to-man. When you play against a man-to-man defense, the first thing you have to think of when I say they're man-to-man, when I yell they're man-to-man, or we know they are, is pick and roll. Pick and roll has to be a huge part of what you do when they are playing man-to-man defense on us. So 1 game, again, the number 1s signify that the defense is man-to-man, and alphabetical A, B is zone. So 1 game, if I say 1 game, this is the play to run. This is the only play where 4 and 5 will be at the high post, and 2 and 3, so it'll be opposite that we're used to. So they will start at the high post. As he's coming up the court, 4 keeps his dribble. The action doesn't happen just yet. 4 goes out, 5 goes out. No passes are made to them. They just go out. Then, once the 4 and 5 get out here, remember, they start here. and you just step in one. He steps that way once and goes out. He steps this way and goes out. If you want to go that way, step backwards one step and then go that way. The best way to do it. Once you make one step one way, your defender goes that way, you've got him off balance, you're going to be open the other way. So 5, 4, and 5 step out. 4, 2, 2, and 3 stay where they're at. 4 then goes and sets a pick for 2. At the same time, 5 sets a pick for 3. Now this gets a little confusing here, but stay with me here and you can rewind it if you need to. So 4 goes down, sets a pick. 2, you want your right-handed best shooter here and your left-handed best shooter and driver here. 2, and I'll put you in the right positions. 2 comes out and looks for a pass from 1 for a three-pointer. So 2 comes out and 3 comes out. So now, in kind of a switcheroo, I guess you'd say, 3 is here, and 5 has just set a pick. So 4 has just set a pick, and 2 is out here now, because just got a down screen pick and came up, and 3 came up. So now 1 passes the ball to 2, and then 4 just went down to set a pick and does another pick again. So the big guy went down for you to set a pick, and then he comes back up and sets a pick, and 2 goes to the basket. Same over here. 3 comes up. 5, after setting a pick down to get 3 open, he comes back around and sets another pick. So it's just a pick and roll. And that, what it does is it gets the defenders out of position. When you're in man-to-man, it's strange to have the big guys here because the defenders are like, what's going on here? Why do I have these little guys under the basket? It just confuses them a little bit, gets them out of position, and then it makes these big guys, if you're picking and rolling, we're going to run this play a few times. I'm sure we're going to see man-to-man defense, especially if we start hitting shots on teams and we start doing A game and B game, and those corner jumpers are going in. They're going to go man-to-man, and they're going to say, we're bigger than these guys, and we're going to go man-to-man. Then we're going to play this game, and it's going to be a pick and roll. The best thing about a pick and roll, if you can imagine it, is that if I'm a little guy and I have a little guy on me that's faster than me, I can have my big guy, my teammate, come pick him, and now I'm dribbling, and now if they switch, and they should have to if we set a good pick, then now all of a sudden I'm going against a big guy who I can just stop and shoot right over him. So it's just we'll talk more and more about pick and roll. Pick and roll was most of my offense. Before I did plays and kids just couldn't learn them and they couldn't get them down, I would do pick and roll, and we used it all the time in every situation. So if they do play man, we are going to do a lot of picking and rolling. So, and we'll talk more and more about that in practice. Now we'll go on to 2-game, and it's just a variation. Okay, guys, this is called 2-game. We just did one game, and now we'll do 2-game. Basically, I'm a big guy, and this is kind of big guy fun, I call it, because you'll see why. A lot of these plays are set up for the little guys to get the shot in the corner, and they get to run down the court, and they got the hoop, and the big guys just kind of are in the trenches, getting the rebounds and putting them in. This is a really great play for the big guys, and we used it a lot at all levels. Anyway, so as you'll see, let's make it easy. Let's have these guys kick out, like several other plays we run. They kick out, but there's no pass made, just like in 1-game. There's no pass made. Because remember, 1-game, it was 4 and 5 here, was the big guys up top. Now it's the little guys here. They pop out, and they come down just like the big guys did in 1-game. In 2-game, they come out, and then they go down, and they set a pick for the big guys. So they're big guys, the defenders are here. They set a pick with this guy, on this guy. And 4, the big guys come out. So kind of strange to have the big guys out here. 2's down here now. 4's here. And 3 is down here. And 5 is here. So one will make the pass to the big guy, and you know, big guys, if you don't have good handles and good hands, you got to work on that. You got to do that at home. It's going to be tough to do that at practice. So, and it takes a ball and a sidewalk to do that. Anyway, so four gets the pass. The moment four gets the pass, this is the strong side. The ball is over here. When the ball is on this side of the court, it's called the strong side. This is called the weak side, meaning there's no action over here, generally. Well, the reason why this works so well is because there is action over here. Once five gets up, so 4 and 5 are up top now. 5 comes and goes right down the middle. And generally, what I would try to do is maybe even stick like this, that kind of arc. Because you want to be in front of these guys. Most likely it's going to be this guy here. This is the main guy. And you just want to make sure you're in front of him. So you want to go through the middle and get the layup. Why does it work so well? It just seems so simple. 4 comes out, 5, the other big guy comes around, is because it's the weak side. Nothing's going on. On man-to-man, everybody's looking that way. So this guy, 5, has just set a pick for 3. A 3 set a pick for 5. He comes up and around. So it's just, it worked famously. Our big guy 3 would come down, set a pick. The big guy would literally it's just a loop. He would come around and it's open. It was just open every time. So that is 2-game because it's really big guy fun, I call it, because the big guy, after being picked down here, and he comes up, the big guys really are the 2 guys that are in the play. Obviously, if it doesn't work, 4 can kick it back out to 1, and we can reverse the whole play. But hope that works, guys. I know this video is a little long, but I thought it would be fair to you guys if you have some time over the next week or so, just to look it over before the season starts, because I think it'll really help you not be so nervous in running the play or knowing where you're supposed to be. And you can also look at this anytime you need to. During the season, you don't get that play. And if I see you out there and you're confused and you're not running the play right, I'm going to say, hey, you have the video. Okay, just reference the video. And what I'll try to do is put in the video timestamps so you can see, you know, A game, B game, 1 game, 2 game, and out of bounds press, where they're all at in the video. So you can quickly look at them. So that's about it. I'll see you guys soon.